All right, now let's be real. Sales isn't the same game anymore. Now, tariffs, economic shifts, they're making it a lot harder for us to close the deals, and buyers are hesitating. Pricing conversations this day and age are like a landmines, and our margins were getting squeezed, and our negotiations is like a grind. But most of us won't touch on this or we ignore this because we just don't want to talk about it anymore. But having said that, do we just sit around and wait for things to blow over, or are we going to take control altogether? So why don't we break down exactly how to sell, how to negotiate, and how to price a little smarter in a tariff-driven market so we stay ahead without the struggle. Now, the first thing that I noticed that most salespeople does is they wait for buyers to bring up tariff. Now, if you start the conversation with them bringing that up, we're already on the losing end and we're playing defense. So be proactive about the market trends and know exactly what's happening to what buyers sees you so that they see you as a subject matter expert. Now, pricing is unstable in times like this, so locking in early means it is a security. Now, when we structure our contracts to offer flexible pricing model that adjusts with the tariffs, that works in our favor, not against ours. Let me give you an example. A supplier can lock in the long-term contracts before the tariffs goes up. Now, that's going to save the customers a lot of money. But when tariffs drop, some buyers is going to come back and try to renegotiate. So if you don't define your renegotiation terms upfront, they will keep pulling you back to the table every time the price shifts. And so we want to set the rules early so we don't get played later, right? Now, in times of uncertainty, holding on to cash is king. But making them wait or letting them wait isn't risk-free. So tie pricing to market shifts and show them how waiting could cost them a little more later. We want to make deals that's easy for them to commit by having structured pricing or flexibility without giving away too much of a discount. Now, having said that, that will help them shift their mindset to lock in today and protect against future price hikes. Let me give you an example. If a buyer says we're waiting to see what happens with the tariffs, instead of justifying our price, probably you want to tell them that if the price of the tariff increases next month, then wouldn't lock in today be better instead of getting hit later? Now, when we let them wait, we're rolling the dice. So we want to take control and let them see the delay is equivalent to a risk. Now, tariff doesn't mean that we just have to increase prices and hope that the buyers accept it. Now, that's literally lazy selling. We need to be a little smarter than that. Now, instead of a price hike, we reposition ourselves using pricing adaptive model. We offer tiered rates based on tariffs impact and then bundle the services or the products to create the value without cutting into the margin. Also, make changes that's in sync with the tariff announcement. An example would be we're not just raising prices, we're bundling the services to make sure you are getting more while keeping your costs predictable. Now, if we just increase the prices, buyers going to just push back. But if we restructure how they buy it, they will accept it. See, one of the things that people don't think about was the rigid pricing that you have. When it is rigid, it kills the deal. And the buyers want stability that works both ways. So we want to structure contracts that work for us, like a tariff adjustable pricing. If tariffs goes up, the costs adjust, but within certain limits. We offer staggered pricing. We secure a base rate first, and then with preset reviews later. And then we want to have somewhat of a long-term incentives that giving clients more reason to commit longer. Now, a buyer hesitate on a 12-month deal could be fearing price hike. Now, instead of us losing the deal, we structured a quarterly price review so they can get covered if the market shifts and we are both protected. Now, if we don't do this, they're going to come back every quarter trying to renegotiate. And if we structure it right from the start, we're good to go. All right. So now we know how to handle pricing and contracts. But if you really want to stay ahead, you need to start thinking bigger, making market diversifications, smarter negotiation tactics, and leveraging AI to see what's coming before it happens. That's exactly what we're going to cover in part 2. So hit the subscribe, drop a comment on the toughest tariff objections that you've faced, and I'll see you in the next one.